Bahamas Tonight, the Northern Edition, has a look at stories making news tonight. Prime Minister Davis announcing new affordability measures set to take effect. Residents weigh in. Also, government seeks to borrow $30 million to fund Phase 2 of the Bahamas water supply project. And Grand Bahama records its first traffic fatality of 2026.
The Bahamas Tonight Northern Edition starts now.
While acknowledging that the cost of living remains a major concern for Bahamian families, Prime Minister the Honorable Philip Davis says his administration has made steady progress over the years to ease the burden, with more relief now on the way. Good evening, I'm Ramiko Knowles. Thanks for joining us. In a national address Monday night, the Prime Minister pointing to previous tax cuts and economic initiatives in place while announcing new measures aimed at food affordability, housing, healthcare, and infrastructure. Our Raven Davis is joining us live with more details. Raven.
Ramiko, Prime Minister the Honorable Philip Davis confronting head-on what he calls one of the toughest challenges facing Bahamian families, that is the rising cost of living. In fact, in that national address Monday night, the Prime Minister announced an imminent reduction in VAT on unprepared food from 5% to 0%.
This will apply to fresh fruits and vegetables, baby food, lunch snacks, frozen foods, and other groceries. Everything except prepared meals sold hot or ready to eat. It is a significant step, and one we hope will really help, along with our efforts to reduce costs through energy reform, the addition of new trading partners, and more homegrown food.
That VAT cut takes effect on April 1st. The Prime Minister says the move builds on last year's decision to reduce VAT on certain food from 10% to 5%, while also increasing price enforcement. And beyond tax relief, PM Davis highlighted growth within the agriculture sector, saying government investment is helping local farmers increase production.
We are investing in new initiatives, including hydroponics and empowering our farmers through grants, the buyback program, Coconut 360, and Around the Family Islands initiative. We have launched trade diversification efforts to source goods directly from new markets, cutting out unnecessary middlemen to reduce costs.
For property owners who have long lamented high property taxes, the Prime Minister also unveiled new property tax relief measures, expanding who qualifies for residential exemptions.
Owner-occupied duplexes and triplexes are now eligible for the residential exemption. First-time home owner concessions have been expanded. These are changes which will help more Bahamian families build wealth.
In touting the government's continued progress, he also pointed to infrastructure upgrades across the islands.
14 expanded new airports, new roads and docks, renovated clinics, and 2 new hospitals. And we are the first government to undertake nationwide comprehensive energy reform.
Well, from cutting VAT on fresh foods to expanding tax relief and improving health care, the Prime Minister says all of these steps are part of a broader strategy to improve the lives of Bahamians. Reporting live from Master Control for the Bahamas Tonight, the Northern Edition, I'm Raven Davis. Back to you at the desk, Ramiko.
Thanks so much, Raven. Well, Prime Minister the Honorable Philip Davis says he will soon deliver a substantive address in Parliament focused on specifically on developments in Grand Bahama. In an official press release, the nation's leader acknowledged that Grand Bahamians have questions on a range of important issues and says those concerns deserve clear answers and straightforward communication, adding that his upcoming parliamentary address will allow the country to hear where progress is being made and what steps lie ahead. The Prime Minister added that he looks forward to continued engagement with the people of Grand Bahama and to providing further updates in the coming period. While residents on the island of Grand Bahama reacting to the nation's leader announcement of VAT relief on certain items, here is our Yolanda Thompson-Everest with more in this report.
From affordable housing and food to new job initiatives and labor agreements, the Prime Minister outlined a vision for a stronger Bahamas in his majority rule address, including VAT relief on select basic food items. We spoke to residents about these announcements. Many welcome the new changes, but they say they are watching closely to see how it all plays out.
My take on his address, first of all, is very strategic, very mindful, especially when it comes from the economic perspective, because we're in a time where everyone is really hurting.
His points, some of the stuff that he spoke on, makes a lot of sense. For instance, education, that's my thing.
We had a lot of repossession of homes due to lack of employment and what have you. So hopefully, as a result of the proclamation or declaration made by the Prime Minister, we would see improvement in all of these areas.
The nation's leader disclosed that more than 11,000 Bahamians are enrolled in the Upscale Bahamas program with continued investment in training, infrastructure, and energy reform. But the announcement that stood out the most was the removal of VAT on select basic food items in 2025, a move residents applaud.
You know, we could save some money like that. You know, it would be good, especially on fruits like us with health issues.
I'm very pleased with it because as a consumer, we are going to feel some relief when it comes to shopping in the food stores. Me as a price inspector, we heard the cries of the consumers. We know what's going on, and it's costly out there to go there and shop.
Turning to their expectations and what they hope the Prime Minister will prioritize, here's what these residents had to say.
I remember when a straw market vendor or straw vendor in the market was able to send his or her kid off to college based on the economic climate of the Bahamas at that time. I want to see that again.
Generational property. I know that the government has been working in that area, trying to facilitate and to create some kind of avenue that these properties will become income producing properties. And I know that the government was talking about that, and I would hope that that will come to full fruition.
For the Bahamas Tonight, the Northern Edition, I'm Jolanda Thompson, Everest.
Well, in other news, Minister of State responsible for Disaster Risk Management Authority, the Honorable Leon Lundy, addressing the House of Assembly this afternoon in support of a government resolution to borrow $29 million from the Caribbean Development Bank to help fund Phase 2 of the Bahamas Water Supply Improvement Project. In his contribution, Minister Lundy outlined the benefits of the initiative, noting that the project represents a total investment of nearly $50 million.
This resolution allows this government to enter into the necessary contractual agreements for the financing of Phase 2 of the Bahamas Water Supply Improvement Project. It further approves the application of those funds with the Water and Sewage Corporation serving as the executing agency to advance critical water supply works across Abaco, Andros, Crooked Island, Eleuthera, Rumkey, and New Providence. Madam Speaker, at its heart, this resolution is about responsibility. It is about ensuring that Bahamians, whether in our capital or in our family islands, can depend on water systems that are reliable.
Well, a usually busy stretch of roadway in 8 Mile Rock is now the focus of heartbreak following the island's first traffic fatality of the year, an accident that claimed the life of a young male. Our Shalia Rose spoke with his family, who say they are still in disbelief over the sudden loss.
It's a different scene today at the corner of Seagrape 8 Mile Rock following the island's first traffic fatality of the year that claimed the life of 18-year-old Garcio George Ferguson, a resident of a nearby community. The aftermath of the accident painting a heartbreaking picture. A white truck sat mangled along the roadway, its front end damaged from the force of the collision. Just feet away, a motorcycle laying on its side, a hearse parked, and bystanders gathering behind the police caution tape. The body of a young Ferguson was covered beneath a white sheet, while family members could be seen crying nearby, overcome with grief. But here is how police officials say the accident occurred.
The motorbike was heading west out of the corner of Seagrape, and it entered the main road of Queens Highway before ascertaining the way clear, and a collision occurred.
Garcio Ferguson, the traffic fatality victim's older sister, Shanice Martin, says mannerly, smart, and outgoing are words that can be used to describe her younger brother, making the loss even more devastating. He was the baby of the family. Martin says upon hearing the news, she was in disbelief.
When the person said what happened, I told him immediately, go back and check again, because it's like he was telling me something I didn't want to believe. And when he came back and he confirmed, the second thing was, I have to tell my mom this. He was basically a go-to in our family too. Anything you needed, just call George. That was just him. He was always helpful.
Garcia's joy was his family, according to his older sister, as he was very family-oriented. She says she wants her brother to be remembered as the loving person he was.
I want them to remember him just as he was, and just as everybody knew him to be, the very kind, loving person that he was.
Martin leaves this message for the motoring public in the 8 Mile Rock community.
The only thing I'd want the public to know and to reiterate to people is to slow down, especially when it comes to going through the community of 8 Mile Rock. Please slow down.
Police official urges the public to drive with caution while traversing the streets of Grand Bahama, while also urging motorcyclists to wear helmets while riding. For the Bahamas Tonight, the Northern Edition, I'm Shalia Roll.
In other news from police on Abaco are investigating the alleged drowning of a 5-year-old that occurred in the community of Murphytown on Monday. Initial reports indicate that shortly after 1 p.m., the mother of the child reported to police that her 5-year-old son was missing from her residence. A short time later, police received further information that the child had been located in seawater along the back road in Murphytown. Officers responded to the location where the child was found and was reportedly assisted from the water by a concerned citizen. Emergency Medical Services, EMS, arrived on the scene and transported the child to the hospital for further medical attention. Despite medical intervention, the child was pronounced dead by a local doctor shortly before 3 p.m.
And still to come.
An ecumenical service honoring 59 years of majority rule. That story, sports, and more when we come back.
Come on down and see what Dolly Madison has in store for you. Renovate and rejuvenate at Dolly Madison.
Save more drugs, from cosmetics to prosthetics. What you need for your family, the brands you're looking for, the quality you expect, vitamins you need, and prescriptions you came for. Feel the love. Save more at Save More Drugs.
The Edinburgh Napier University, the #1 modern university in Scotland, is holding a free information session at the Pelican Bay Hotel, Freeport, on January 15th from 6:30 p.m. to 8 p.m. Edinburgh Napier program includes the AACSB accredited and the NAECOB recognized MBA and BA business top-ups for holders of associate degrees. They are 100% online, 100% relevant, 100% flexible, and can be completed in a minimum of 1 year. Reserve your spot today at www.seidegrees.com. That's www.seidegrees.com.
Your #1 team in the North. Only the sun covers the Bahamas better.
Welcome back. As the nation remembers majority rule and its importance as a monumental staple, our country's leaders came together for a moment of reflection. Matthew Martinborough has more in this report.
Bahamian history remembers majority rule as a day of triumph and empowerment, treasured by everyone from the leaders of our nation to the everyday hardworking civilians. On Sunday here at New Life Worship Center, those same people gather in harmony as one to celebrate the monumental 59th anniversary as this country observes majority rule. with members of the Royal Bahamas Police Force donning their ceremonial uniforms to our nation's dignitaries sporting their formal and distinctive attire. Powerful words of pride and gratitude for those who came before filled the worship center's sanctuary.
Let us celebrate this day as one Bahamas, as one people, united in love and service to our Commonwealth.
Providing her remarks is the Minister for Grand Bahama, the Honorable Ginger Moxie, as she humbly reflects on the impact of majority rule has had on the country.
Majority rule marked the end of exclusion and the beginning of a more just and inclusive society. Opportunities were no longer reserved for the few, but extended to the many.
Bringing special remarks on behalf of the leader of the opposition was J. Kwesi Thompson, who noted majority rule means more than recognizing the past.
It also reminds us of the ongoing challenge of strengthening both the foundation and architecture of democracy in the Bahamas.
And bestowing a passionate sermon near the service's end is Reverend Kenneth Lewis, sharing that the boundary-breaking day was a necessity to ensure the forward progress of our country's society for generations to come.
That we as a people have the right to shape the national character and identity of the Bahamas, and that all of us collectively determines what makes us Bahamian.
For the Bahamas Tonight, the Northern Edition, I'm Matthew Martin Burrow.
Well, the results are in following the January 9th, 2026 Pine Yard Rush Junkanoo Parade in Grand Bahama. Various groups took to the route in a colorful and competitive display of music, creativity, and culture. Our Sherelle Dames has more in this report.
Well, the goatskin drums may have fallen silent, but the excitement was still high as the judges announced the results for the 2026 Pine Yard Rush Junkanoo Parade for the A and B group winners. This celebration was about more than just a trophy. It was about hard work and pride.
Well deserved. We put on a show there. It was undeniable. You could really couldn't take this one from us. We fight hard. We come second from my seat 2 years straight. It wasn't happening this year.
I'm all about the best man win. Superstar Rockers, they presented awesome team, and they presented it well.
It was a total of 10 groups that took over the parade route, 5 in the A division and 5 in the B division, each aiming to claim this year's title. And as the results were announced, A division leaders extended congratulations to the winners of this year's parade, the Superstar Rockers.
I knew that we were up against a lot. I knew that we came out, we performed, we did the best of our ability. There are minor fixes that we could have gotten and kinked out, but they give us an encouragement because we came up the ladder in placement.
Hats off to all the groups that did their thing. You know, I'm happy for my brother Chauncey that he was able to win a parade in a long time. I wasn't expecting certain things, but it is what it is.
And in the B division, Sting and Bushwhackers group members also shared their thoughts while standing confidently in their sound and style.
First and banner, first off the shoulder, and overall we come second. We're looking to do better for next year.
The Bushwhackers, the best in the world.
Say it again.
The best in the world, the Bushwhackers. Anytime they talk with music, we are the only music out there. The rest of them, everybody sound alike, everybody look alike.
Leader of the Saxon Superstars, Percy Francis, and parade chairman Sean Bowe agreed that this year's parade set a high standard for all moving forward.
I was blown away last night at the presentation of groups. They took it to another level.
I believe we had an excellent parade this year. The execution by all of the groups was as we had planned. Worked. Everybody did what they supposed to do.
For the Bahamas Tonight, the Northern Edition, I'm Sherelle Dames.
Congratulations to the winners. It's now time for your Health is Wealth tip.
Teen suicide is a serious issue, but it's preventable. Warning signs include withdrawal, hopelessness, mood changes, or thoughts of feeling like a burden. These are not just phases, they need attention. Parents and caregivers, listen without judgment and keep communication open. Encourage teens to talk about their feelings and seek help from a counselor or mental health professional if needed. Teens, if you're feeling overwhelmed or hopeless, you're not alone. Talk to someone you trust or call a crisis line. Asking for help is strong, and it can save a life. I'm Dr. Monique Pratt, and remember, your greatest wealth is your health.
And that is a look at stories making news. Jay, what's happening in sports?
Coming up in sports, Week 5 highlights of the Air Out Flag Football League played at the Grand Bahamas Sports Complex. Some pretty good showing on the weekend, Rico.
All right, that's coming your way next. But first, we salute our Facebook friend of the day, Jasmine Grant. We'll be back right after this. Stay tuned.
Find relief from common health concerns such as headaches, back pain, chronic inflammation, and more? How about improved sleep, boost energy, and improve overall well-being? Check out RA Balance Bahamas and get your body into balance with biomagnetic therapy. For all our social links, contacts, or to request an appointment, visit rabalancebahamas.com.
Come shop for what's essential and what's aesthetically pleasing for your home at Bullets Plumbing and Seasons Home Decor. At Bullets Plumbing, you'll find a great selection of bathtubs, stylish pedestals, vanities, faucets and toilets, water heaters, pipes, fittings and repair parts. Then make it a one-stop venture. Outfit and accessorize your home with beautiful items from Seasons Home Decor. Silk flowers and vases, rugs, shower curtains and pillows, candle holders, and delightful wall art. All at Bullets Plumbing and Seasons Home Decor, West Atlantic Drive. Telephone 808-3900 or 825-2700. Open Monday through Friday, 8 a.m. to 5 p.m. and Saturdays, 8 a.m. to 2 p.m.
Shape Your Crepe has so much to offer, from delicious savory and sweet crepes, coffee drinks, and bubble teas, to rich, creamy milkshakes, matcha, and so much more. We are located in the food court at the Raven Mall, Freeport, Grand Bahama. Call us at 688-4273 or order online at shapeyourcrepe.com. Shape Your Crepe, handcrafted crepes and more.
Save more drugs. We got you. From cosmetics to prosthetics, what you need for your family, the brands you're looking for, the quality you expect, the prices you need and deserve. Feel the love. Save more at Save More Drugs.
Good evening, ladies and gents. I'm Jay Philippe, and welcome to Sports Top and Sports Week 5 of the Air Out 5-on-5 flag football season resumed on Sunday at the Grand Bahamas Sports Complex since breaking for the holidays. In the first women's match of the day, the Wolverines got the win against Lady Rebels 6-0 in a low-scoring game.
The game was good. We always leave our best on the field, so with this game, nothing changes, same thing. Every game, we literally put our best foot forward and we strive for the best, regardless of what happened. Regardless if we lose, that just fuels us. Like, we know what our strengths are, our weaknesses are, and we just work better. It was pretty good. Could have do a little bit more, but, just getting in the swing of things. All that Christmas food out the way now, we're ready to ball. Back to practice, back to basics, and next game, we'll ball.
Awesome. In the other all-men's game, Crazy Joe's Rebels put up 42 points to beat the Grizzlies 42-6.
It's good to bounce back, right before we went for the break, we had a loss. That was quite upsetting, but it's good to bounce back, scoring 30-plus points against a game, And honestly, I'm just happy, the team's energy is coming back, and I feel like we're making a statement. I'm really excited to play some of the other teams, man. that's really going to be a good test for us once the season go on.
In the other co-ed game, the Wolverines took down Team Switcher 28-0. Also off the bench, edged out the Arsonists in a close one, 24-22. And Colarts won versus the Bulldogs 20-13. Next in sports, Malik Wool from Mako Port's Grand Bahamas says he's ready for the 2026 swim season.
I feel good. Expectations for next year. Train harder, train smarter, and train better. You're working a lot of distance and a lot of technique and breakouts and stuff. Without lack of technique, your stroke ends up sloppy and you can't swim fast for a long period of time.
Also in sports, the Grand Bahama Secondary School Athletic Association high school basketball season kicks off on Wednesday with 3 games on schedule. In Game 1, Sunline will take on Summit Heights. In the second game, 8 Mile Rock Blue Jays will go up against the Tabernacle Falcons. And the feature game will have Jack Hayward Wildcats going up against Blazer Elite. And that's your check on sports. A look at weather is next. I'm Jay Philippe. As always, be blessed.
Tonight's weather forecast is brought to you by Royal Star Assurance.
'Cause it's so beautiful.
At Save More Drugs, we got you. We got what you want. We got what you need. We got what you came for. The quality you expect. The prices you need and deserve. Save more at Save More Drugs.
The Edinburgh Napier University, the #1 modern university in Scotland, is holding a free information session at the Pelican Bay Hotel, Freeport, on January 15th from 6:30 p.m. to 8 p.m. Edinburgh Napier program includes the AACSB accredited and the NAECOB recognized MBA and BA business top-ups for holders of associate degrees. They are 100% online, 100% relevant, 100% flexible, and can be completed in a minimum of 1 year. Reserve your spot today at www.seidegrees.com. That's www.seidegrees.com.
Only one item? Are you tired of limited choices? I'll have the one item on the menu, thank you. Wow! So many choices. Why settle for less when you deserve more? When it comes to the ways you pay, the more, the better. With a variety of payment options available, you can enjoy the freedom to choose what works best for you. Choose freedom. Choose flexibility. Choose from the full menu of payment options. The future of pay is digital.
Hello. What time is the flight?
No one asked us to go. Hello? Into the storm. Into the chaos. To witness devastation. No one asked us to go.
Are you ready?
Because it's the story that drives us forward. That brings truth to light. That connects us all. This is why we go. Breaking news out of Grand Bahama, our Raven Davis has been covering this story all day and joins us live now with the latest. Raven, what can you tell us?
Yes, Shamiko, I had a chance to speak to many of the residents, and many of them are concerned about...
Your #1 team in the North. Only the sun covers the Bahamas better.
And that is going to do it for us here in the North. I'm Ramiko Knowles.
And I'm Jay Philippe.
Thanks so much for tuning in. The Bahamas Tonight is coming your way next.
News is brought to you by the new BTC. Fiber is here. Faster, stronger, more reliable. Together, we are unstoppable. Switch today.
Coming up in the Bahamas tonight, Axe the Tax, the government to further reduce VAT on grocery items. Hear what some consumers make of what's to come. Also, an early morning structural fire leaves some Androsians out of work, but the area's MP hoping to provide immediate relief. And the movers and shakers of the business community come together in an annual think tank to move the country forward in a pivotal year. The Bahamas tonight, the National Report starts now. Good evening, everyone, and welcome to the broadcast. More savings in the pocket are imminent. In his first address for the new year, the Prime Minister last evening delivered welcome news in the face of a cost of living that's showing no signs of abating. As Cleopatra Murphy tells us, the PM also used the opportunity to tout his administration's accomplishments, having turned downgrades to upgrades and crisis into progress.
Effective April 1st, all foods currently at 5% VAT will be VAT-free.
Bahamians will soon get more relief in the food store after Prime Minister the Honorable Philip Davis in a national address Monday night announced further value-added tax reductions to food items.
This will apply to fresh fruits and vegetables, baby food, lunch snacks, frozen foods, and other groceries. Everything except prepared meals sold hot or ready to eat.
The change will come into effect exactly 1 year after that initial reduction to 5% took place. The nation's leader in his national address addressed the move as necessary as the cost of feeding a family continues to be a heavy burden.
For too many Bahamians, the pressure at the supermarket checkout is still hitting hard. Our country's dependence on food grown abroad and the way the global economy has become so interconnected has made us too vulnerable to shocks we do not control. From supply chain breakdowns to wars and conflicts thousands of miles away.
He says efforts are being made to grow the country's agricultural sector through investments in hydroponics, empowering our farmers through grants, the buyback program, and others.
These efforts help our farmers and producers find markets and scale up. And they mean we can buy local so we can eat healthier and pay lower prices.
Prime Minister Davis, who detailed efforts to ease the cost of living on Bahamians, also had news for residential homeowners.
We are also expanding property tax relief. Owner-occupied duplexes and triplexes are now eligible for the residential exemption. First-time home owner concessions have been expanded. These are changes which will help more Bahamian families build wealth.
From energy reform to the National School Breakfast Program that has served more than 1,400,000 breakfasts to taxes, Prime Minister Davis says his administration is working to bring relief to Bahamians and will not leave anyone behind. For the Bahamas Tonight, I'm Cleopatra Murphy.
As you just heard, the government's also promising relief in real property tax. In this next report, our Leah Cooper takes a closer look at what this could mean for Bahamians trying to buy and actually stay in their homes.
Prime Minister the Honorable Philip Davis is promising relief for homeowners and potentially a shakeup in the local real estate market. As widely reported in his national address on Monday, the Prime Minister announced an expansion of property tax relief, saying that owner-occupied duplexes and triplexes will now qualify for the residential exemption. Further, that the government is expanding concessions for first-time homeowners. It's a move the Prime Minister says is aimed at making home ownership more accessible for Bahamians. But what does this actually mean for the housing market and for people hoping to buy their first home? President of the Bahamas Real Estate Association, Carla Sweeting, welcomes the move.
I think that's a significant move in that a lot of times people will not want to go down the road of buying a duplex or a triplex because they won't get the exemption being a first-time buyer. My understanding now is that currently they only get half the exemption if they live in a unit of whether it be a duplex or a triplex.
As Sweeting notes, first-time buyers, though, will benefit most from this break.
Certainly in the economy that we're in now, a lot of people are looking to get into multifamily properties because they can live in a unit and the other units can be what I consider a mortgage helper.
Now, for some property owners, the announcement may bring relief, with many attributing high property taxes as a factor forcing them to increase rental rates or charge higher fees to tenants. Asked if we could possibly see a decrease, Sweeting says this.
That would be another question I would have for the Prime Minister to clarify whether or not there's going to be full exemption on the annual real property tax for the first-time home buyer, or will it only be on the portion that they're living in?
As the government moves to implement these changes, Sweeting says clarity will be key, from who qualifies to how quickly relief will be applied. For now, the announcement signals a shift in housing policy, one that could reshape both home ownership and the rental market in the months ahead. For the Bahamas Tonight, I'm Leah Cooper.
Now, the Free National Movement not missing a moment to comment on the Prime Minister's national address. In a statement, the party's leader, Michael Pintard, argued that what was presented as reassurance amounted to smoke and mirrors. The address, Pintard reasons, was also notable for what was not said, pointing to the immigration and crime in the face of already 2 homicides for the year. Well, thousands of Bahamians also tuned in last night to hear the Prime Minister's national address for themselves. As for the general consensus, while residents see the pending VAT removal for what it is, while some agree it could have come much sooner.
Nice game changer. The country needs it. We need a little more relief in our pocket. So that's a big deal. That's to be commended.
Most things happen during the time of election. Because why? We want to put the best foot forward so people would vote. You know, and it causes me to be skeptical as to your motives.
Had they told us a year ago that this was going to happen or take place, yes, the Bahamian people could have appreciated that.
I think it's good for a short line of time, but I think the Prime Minister made his announcement too late.
Praise the Lord. That's awesome, man. That's some good news, man. It's good to hear some relief for the people because we need somewhere in our lives to show some kind of hope. So that's a good thing.
And speaking of VAT reduction, more relief on the way for consumers as the Bahamas Consumer Protection Commission is working on a long-awaited digital solution aimed to help. Amaya Moss has that story.
For many Bahamians, grocery shopping has become a balancing act, watching every dollar, checking items, and now double-checking the price tag. But for consumers, what's being posted on the shelf doesn't always match what's being scanned at the register. Managing Director of Consumer Affairs Rex Adderley addressed the entrenched issue, now finally facing action, outlining the measures the Ministry of Economic Affairs and the Ministry of Finance are taking to protect consumers.
Price comparison map was spoken about by the Prime Minister some time back, and we're looking forward. We're actually working right now with Novio Group to implement that price comparison app. They are the developers, and at present they are waiting to sign the contract. Once that contract is signed, then the app will be released, so we can to start beta testing.
This comes after consumers reported that price tag mismatches affect shoppers across the board, particularly seniors living on fixed incomes who must face unexpected increases in their final bill.
Even when you come to the cash register, especially if you are in a rush, okay, and you find a disparity in prices, it takes time from you. It is very frustrating.
When you go there, sometime, you ain't get the right money, the right amount of money. And, it's very embarrassing when you got to put stuff back and, it take quite a while and stuff. So for me, it's very embarrassing.
While consumer advocates say every glance at the register counts, reminding shoppers that even the smallest price gaps can protect their wallets and ensure that every scan reflects what's really on the shelf. Reporting for the Bahamas Tonight, I'm Amaya Moss.
Coming up, the North Andros fish fry up in smoke. You're watching the Bahamas Tonight, the National Report. There's more news in a moment.
vibes is resilience in motion. So even when things go out of sync, we do what it takes to bring the vibes back. At BTC, we understand your vibes because we live it. That's why we are dedicated to building a network as resilient as you, with a team of familiar faces working every day to keep you on beat. You are at the heart of everything we do. Our commitment is to keep your vibes flowing, no matter what.
Crunch boring lunches and enjoy real food at a real good price with KFC's value deals. For $5.95, you can get a famous bowl and a drink or one-piece chicken box. For max value, grab a value box. That's a piece of our iconic chicken, nuggets, cheesy mashed potato, a biscuit, fries, a dessert biscuit, and soda, all for just $9.95. KFC knows value, and it's finger-licking good.
Ready to insure your ride? Our new website is ready for you. Visit jsjohnson.com. Select coverages, go to Motor, and click Get a Quote. We've made it easier than ever to request a quote online. Fill in all the required fields. When you're done, hit Submit. You'll receive a response via email within 24 hours. Visit jsjohnson.com today.
Sweet and spicy, marinated right, tossed with chili, garlic and ginger, got many flavors, like honey barbecue.
Signature hot wings, turn up the heat for you.
Those pepper wings, what's your flavor? Roasted garlic parmesan, taste so good, chicken, you know. So many flavors to try. What's your flavor? Honey barbecue, sweet and spicy, all new.
Signature hot wings.
What's your flavor? Roasted garlic parmesan, taste so good, chicken, you know. Those pepper wings.
You're looking at a shot there of a sailboat in the beautiful blue waters of the harbor. That shot courtesy of our talented drone pilot, Kyson Miller. And as always, Kyson, good job there. Welcome back, Prime Minister and Minister of Finance, the Honourable Philip Davis, to a gang headline. This year's Bahamas Business Outlook, a one-day seminar that brings together movers and shakers in the local business community. The Prime Minister is expected to set the tone for national economic discourse in a pivotal year. Now, this year's theme is centered around strengthening foundations for long-term prosperity. Among keynote speakers, U.S. Ambassador His Excellency Herschel Walker, as well as representatives from the tourism, technology, finance, and infrastructural sectors. The 35th annual Bahamas Business Outlook takes place at Bahamar beginning at 9 a.m. Well, the business of the House of Assembly resuming this afternoon, with the Davis administration pushing a resolution to borrow up to nearly $30 million from the Caribbean Development Bank for the financing of Phase 2 of the Bahamas Water Supply Improvement Project. Moving the resolution, State Minister with responsibility for the Water and Sewage Corporation, the Honourable Leon Lundy, says this will allow the government to enter into the necessary contractual agreements for Phase 2's financing.
At its heart, this resolution is about responsibility. It is about ensuring that Bahamians, whether in our capital or in our family islands, can depend on water systems that are reliable, safe, and fit for purpose. Access to potable water is foundational to public health, economic activity, and community stability.
Now, Phase 1 of the Water Supply Improvement Project began more than a decade ago and saw water improvements throughout New Providence and a number of family islands. Minister Lundy highlighted some key areas this latest will address.
This project represents a total investment of $46.99 million, comprising the proposed loan of $17.057 million in counterpart financing from the government of the Bahamas to the Water and Sewage Corporation. It forms part of a deliberate, long-term strategy by this administration to strengthen essential infrastructure through prudent borrowing strong institutional partnerships, and disciplined execution.
Still talking politics here, three-time NBA champion, businessman, and political hopeful Rick Fox has announced his intention to run in the St. James constituency in the upcoming general election. In a lengthy majority rule day social media post, the Bahamian Canadian ambassador at large says his decision comes after deep reflection on issues affecting everyday Bahamians, including the rising cost of living, lack of opportunity, energy security, and constitutional inequality. He claimed the newly named constituency in Western New Providence holds national importance, pointing to the Clifton Pier Power Station and high electricity cost as a major economic challenge. The political aspirant outlined principles he says will guide his candidacy, including transparency, accountability, lowering the cost of living, youth opportunity, energy reform, and stronger governance. Fox also signaled he is open to running as an independent, stating that the country must come before party. Well, in other news this evening, police officers on the ground in North Andros investigating a structural fire in Seaview Park, Nicholstown. Right before 6 this morning, several stalls at the local fish fry were destroyed. We're told when police arrived on the scene, they found multiple wooden structures along the northern side of the roadway engulfed in flames. Now, after the fire was eventually brought under control, 5 wooden structures, as noted, were destroyed. Luckily, no injuries were reported. North Andros and Berry Island's Member of Parliament, Leonardo Lightbourne, visited the area and confirms with ZNS News that 4 to 6 individuals are now out of work. He expressed concern for the affected families.
I did reach out to all of those affected, all the owners of the store. I had brief conversations with them. My focus as the Member of Parliament right now is to see how best we can get immediate relief for those that are affected. I've also reached out to certain contractors and guys on the ground to help with the demolition and the removal of the structures right away. So you should probably see some of that ongoing today. But however, those are affected are devastated. It's a tragedy.
This portion of the news is brought to you by Folk Call Smart Pass, the smart way to pay at the pump.
Hiding so you don't have to share. That's crazy. But sharing a 12-pack? That just makes sense. The new Crazy Puffs 12-pack. It's not crazy, it's Little Caesars.
Get your 12-pack Crazy Puff now for just $13.50, VAT inclusive, at Little Caesars, Oaksfield, Carmichael Road, East Street South, Charles Hollis Highway, and Prince Charles in the One East Plaza. Little Caesars, crazy in all the best ways.
Pizza, pizza.
This is Porky's gas station, and this is Porky, and he's celebrating his 80th birthday this year. And to give back to the Bahamian people, Porky is dropping his gas prices all the way down to
$4.99 for limited time only.
So bring your car, truck, trolley, plate, or cup, and let's celebrate on a high note while the prices are low. Hey, Porky, let me get $5 with it and leave my car home when I walk here. Are serious, man? Just $5, man. I can put it in my tank.
You serious?
My car home.
You serious?
Introducing the Focal Smart Pass app that helps you to fuel up faster. Here's how it works. Download the app on the App Store or get it on Google Play and create your profile with payment details. Visit your nearest Shell station. Open the app, scan the pump's QR code. Select your payment amount and begin fueling. Say goodbye to cash and cards because the Focal Smart Pass offers secure and convenient payment options right at your fingertips. Download Focal Smart Pass now and fuel up faster today.
This portion of the news is brought to you by 700 Wines and Spirits, bringing celebration across the nation.
Oh, Royston and Merlena, and how sincerely I've missed you too.
Wow. I was going to say the exact same thing.
I really do. I really, really do.
I miss being here after the long holiday weekend. I mean, I can use a couple more days, but it's always good to be back on Access Now, and we missed you.
Yeah.
It's good to have you back, too.
What's up for us tonight in Access Now?
Well, I don't know if you cross off any New Year's resolutions. We've been talking about it over the last couple of weeks, and we have someone today, a fitness expert, who will hopefully
help you get into the swing of things. You know, sometimes you've been indulging so much over the holidays, you're like, I don't even know where to start. I've been off track for so long.
Trickles up a little bit.
Yeah, he's
going
to help us get those baby steps back in, and then maybe
and those biceps and triceps.
Up to a challenge.
Yeah, maybe if we're up to a challenge.
I like a little challenge.
Well, I see a lot of people have already hit the gym, and they've already started on the bridge, so hopefully we could work ourselves up to that.
That sounds good.
Baby steps.
But stay with us, the Bahamas Tonight. The National Report continues after this.
One day I told my grandpa, show me what being a Bahamian is all about, and I'll show the Bahamas to the world. Together, we show the world what it means to be Bahamian, and we celebrate with an ice cold Quebec. More than a bear, it's the spirit of the Bahamas. Click. It's in our hands.
It's a Holy Frosty Christmas, and Wendy's and Coke is bringing the chill. This year, when you upgrade any Wendy's combo to a large, you can instantly win big with the Upgrade and Win Christmas giveaway. We're talking travel gift cards, gadgets, holiday treats, and prizes that make your Holy Frosty Christmas shine. Just upgrade your favorite lunch combo, scan the QR code on your receipt to enter, and let the holiday magic begin. Enjoy great tasting food and win big this Christmas with Wendy's and Coca-Cola's Upgrade and Win. Rules and restrictions apply.
Influenza, or the flu as it is commonly called, is a viral illness that usually occurs between the months October to March. The virus is transmitted from person to person through coughing, sneezing, or talking. Symptoms include fever, cough, headache, runny nose, generalized body aches, and fatigue. There is no specific treatment for the flu, and the symptoms usually dissipate after 3 to 7 days. Because it is caused by a virus, antibiotics are not used to treat the flu. Persons are encouraged to rest and drink lots of fluids. Panadol is recommended for fever and body aches associated with the flu. However, aspirin should be avoided due to the risk of bleeding. To decrease the spread of flu, persons are encouraged to get their flu shot annually and practice good cough hygiene. Additional information can be provided by your community clinic or the Health Education Division at the Ministry of Health. This message is brought to you by the Ministry of Health in partnership with the Public Hospitals Authority.
What you see on this television station is governed by IRCA's Code of Practice for Content Regulation. The Code of Practice covers matters relating to program content that are of concern to the community, such as local content, news, current affairs, and programs for children, advertising, including political advertisements, and the responsibilities associated with broadcasting in the Bahamas. The code also covers aspects such as access services for the hearing and visually impaired, and the procedure for lodging a complaint about anything broadcasted by this television station. The code is available on IRCA's website at www.ircabahamas.bs. To receive a copy of the code by mail or in person, you may telephone IRCA at 242-393-0234. Family Island dialing is toll-free at 242-300-8722. Or you may send a request by email to info@ircabahamas.bs.
We are here in the time of need. There's no discrimination. The mission is to relieve the suffering. We volunteer, we deliver care. With donors and partners, we're always here to turn compassion training throughout the years. We empower to heal the world. There is hope, assistance with disasters. There is shelter and love for our people. We can work together to help those in need. So volunteer with us and donate to show you care. There is hope, assistance with disasters. There is shelter and love for our people. We can work together to help those in need. So volunteer with us and donate to show you care. Together, let's build a more resilient Bahamas. Community farming for food security. Climate programs suited for our island country. Together, let's build a more resilient Bahamas.
This message brought to you by the Bahamas Red Cross Society in conjunction with the Broadcasting Corporation of the...
And that does it for the National Report, but stay close. The Bahamas Tonight continues with Access Now.
Good to go. Keeping you in the know. Keeping you in the know. God, it's good enough to eat and it's good to grow. It's good enough to eat and it's good to grow.
The Bahamas Agricultural and Industrial Corporation, BAIC, is continuing its push to connect farmers to wholesalers and retailers. So says Senior Manager for Agricultural Marketing and Logistics, John Burrows. The initiative began in summer 2024, and since then, major wholesalers and retailers met with Androsian farmers.
We met with farmers, and we had some more very directed meeting with farmers, basically seeing what we could do to connect more farmer-buyer relationship and strengthen that. Okay, that has evolved since then, because historically what happens is farmers grow from a supply side of agriculture. This initiative is actually now focused on demand agriculture. So what we saw in that particular year, that would have been fall 2024 into spring 2025, we saw a major uptick.
This led to farmers growing more staple crops like onions, tomatoes, pumpkins, cabbages, sweet peppers, and more. Burrows says the feedback for this program has been tremendous.
Oh, they're loving it because, again, what we did differently with this program, and for those who signed up for this program, we treated this like a commodities market. Okay, so it wasn't just restricted to the historical buying price of the packing house. Okay, it was treated like what commodity supply and demand, where prices were higher, so farmers were able, in a lot of cases, to make more last season than they would have historically.
According to Burrows, the next step is to solidify a national planting schedule to reduce the amount of food imports into the country. He added that the corporation is expecting to connect more family island farmers to wholesalers and retailers in the near future. Keeping you in the know with Good to Grow, I'm Kendia Smith.
The administrators, teachers, and students of Sybil Strand Primary School recently welcomed Education Minister, the Honorable Glenys Hannah Martin, and other education officials to their school with a special assembly themed Leading with Kindness, Learning with Dignity.
I want to take this opportunity to congratulate the principal and the teachers who lead this charge in helping the children of this school to attain their full potential as young people.
Minister Hannah Martin also used the opportunity to hear directly from student leaders.
Why do you think that this is the chosen generation?
Because we are all smart and God chose us to be special.
Principal Shianda Maycock praised the effort of the school staff while touting the school's accomplishments.
She came here today to meet you, not the administrators, to meet the beautiful people at Sybil Strand that are leading with kindness and learning with dignity. We are challenged, but we are not defeated. And I tell you, the administrators, the leadership team, in terms of the team leaders, the teachers, the support staff, the security, everybody is doing their part.
Jonalie McIntosh for Ed Talk.
Legal year opens with a visit to the house of the Lord. Legal professionals all gathering for the annual Red Mass.
Plus, culture on the Key in full effect, filled with music, art, food, and family fun. Those details straight ahead.
Also, the Caribbean Cocktail Tour hits Bahamian shores. You want to stay close for that.
And coming up in sports, top sailors hit the waters at the KPMG Winter Youth Regatta.
Bahamas Tonight Access Now starts now.
Good evening, everyone. I'm Royston Jones.
And I'm Marlena Leonard. Welcome to the Bahamas Tonight Access Now.
Marlena, with the holiday weekend already gone, I feel like we're in the middle of January. The month is already halfway done.
It is.
New Year's resolutions are well underway. I think people are flooding to the gyms. They're thinking about already maybe spring cleaning, spring break, spring body, beach body.
Yeah, that's true.
On that fitness
Those
journey.
deadlines kind of sneak up on you. And speaking of spring, I feel like for the people, and it's true, that sometimes it's more expensive to eat healthy.
Right.
It sounds like coming in April, those 5% VAT are going to go down to no VAT as long as it's unprepared. So it might actually end up being cheaper to cook at home than to go out for dinner.
That's a big win. For someone like me who cooks 90% of my meals. That is beautiful, right?
I don't, but I think I might start in light of that tax shift.
Right.
Might be more encouraging incentive for me to start cooking at home.
I'm sure many of us are looking forward to it. And with that said, let's dive right into the news. Judges, attorneys, and other legal professionals gathered Sunday morning at St. Francis Xavier Cathedral for the annual Red Mass, marking the start of the legal year. The annual service offers a moment of reflection and prayer for those entrusted with delivering justice across the country throughout the year. Catholic Archbishop Patrick Pinder, leading the service, encouraged those in attendance to stay faithful and compassionate, understanding that they have a vow to protect the Bahamian people.
Remember that in baptism, we do have heard the Father's call and received the Spirit. Each of us, according to our vocation, is sent to reflect God's justice in the world. May this new legal year be marked by a renewed commitment to justice that is firm yet humane, principled yet merciful. And may Christ, the beloved Son, who entered the waters for our sake, guide all who seek to serve the cause of justice, truth, and in love.
Registrar of the Supreme Court, Ronaldo Toot, reflecting on the service, notes that regardless of different positions within the legal field, everyone strives to achieve the same common goal of justice.
Every year, even though we're lawyers, we may be judge, registrar, despite the different terminology or the different positions that we have, we're still guided by the Spirit. So one thing that the Archbishop said inside the service today is that we must also, as attorneys, make sure that we bear compassion for members of the public, for people who may be oppressed, that whether you're the prosecutor or you're a defense counsel, that justice must prevail.
A full celebration of Bahamian culture taking over Arawak Key this holiday weekend as the Ministry of Youth, Sports and Culture hosted Culture on the Key, a full day filled with music, art, food, and family fun with Bahamian heritage at its core. With an estimated 30 vendors participating, the event brought together Bahamian creatives, including authors, painters, and musicians, to showcase the pride of Bahamian culture. Assistant Deputy Director of Culture, Portia Sands, says the event is intentionally held during Majority Rule to honor the nation's history while also creating spaces to uplift Bahamian creatives who are an essential part of preserving and promoting our Bahamian cultural identity.
We try to do this activity on Majority Rule Day because culture is basically celebrating who we are. And so we thought it fitting that on Majority Rule Day, we are recognizing and celebrating who we are. We have almost 30 Bahamian authors. They're out here with their books, selling their books, reading excerpts from their books, and generally networking. And people are amazed at the quality of material that we have and how many authors we actually have. And this is just a small number, actually.
Through their books, Bahamian authors Samantha Black and Gia Gibson share stories rooted in local culture, offering young readers a deeper look at who we are while still keeping the storyline entertaining.
Well, the story is about a tooth fairy that gives out sand dollars to every child that has lost a tooth. And with that sand dollar, they can make a wish. So whatever wish that they want to come true, they can use that sand dollar and make that wish come true.
I want them to understand the importance of the Bahamian culture and to let them also know that, you know, this is something that they can do. They can write books about the Bahamas or, you know, and that they should embrace our culture and they should be proud of our culture as well.
What a great show of Bahamian creativity. Meanwhile, the Bon Vivant's Caribbean Cocktail Tour recently made a vibrant stop at Emerald Wave Resort on West Bay Street, bringing together premium spirits, elevated mixology, and hospitality professionals from across the region. At the center of the experience was Nico Imbert, Vice President of Hospitality, who shared insight into the vision behind the event and what it represents for the Caribbean hospitality industry. Imbert his own journey is a testament to growth within the field, starting out as a bartender and barista when the company first opened in 2018, rising to general manager within a year and a half and just as quickly advancing to director of hospitality.
What we do is we bring bars that are recognized, award-winning in the Caribbean, you know what I mean, and slept on, to the Bahamas. We work together with them and we exchange. It's like a cultural exchange in a sense, right? Except mixology. They get to bring their experiences, their knowledge, their wisdom, also get to bring their cocktail style and flavor to our bar and showcase to us and our people what some of the other Caribbean islands, you know, are capable of. And not just in the sense of capability, but more so in the sense of elevation in the craft right here in the Caribbean.
Bon Vivant's head bartender Richard Albury reflected on what the event means not only for himself, but for others in the industry who are passionate about the craft of cocktail making.
I mean, this experience is a great experience. I mean, we've craved to people who love being in the industry, who love cocktails, and who love committing to a high level of producing cocktails. Something like this is the type of stuff you read about, you watch about, you read in magazines, but you're never really a part of it. So this is literally, I don't try to sound like smoke and mirrors, but it's literally dreams come true level stuff, really. Something like this, you have to have a passion for it, but it's the type of passion that you're willing to like struggle to get done. So it's deep, it's meaningful to us, and I hope everybody feel that and experience that.
I know that those who are big fans of the Espresso Martini at Bon V. But still to come, John C. Fowler is in the house, and he's going to tell us all about mastering your body after the holiday season. And of course, Chief Meteorologist Basil Dean is here with your Access weather forecast. So stay close.
My bills never used to be high. My bills used to be like between $300 to $500. And for it to jump to like $1,000, $2,000, it's like, it got my attention. Something ain't right.
This isn't the first homeowner to raise concerns about the cost of electricity. But in this case, there is more to the story. And that is where an energy audit comes into the picture.
An energy audit is where your technicians would actually go into the house, look at your equipment, in particular, starting with the high energy consumption ones, and we would be able to directly show them practical ways that they can use to lower their energy bills.
Once on site, the team began a full assessment of the home and quickly identified several red flags. What once was a single residence eventually expanded to become 3 homes on one property, with no upgrades made to the meter box to facilitate increased energy demands.
We're running 3 homes on undersized service, so we advise to try and separate everybody, put everybody on their own meter, upgrade the service because it's very old. It's probably about 50 years old.
Based on our findings, this situation requires immediate attention.
What's next for me now is moving forward, is trying to rectify the problem as soon as possible.
Moments like this show why it's important to prepare before adding appliances or expanding your home.
Try and get an electrician on site to advise you on what you could handle, how much load you could handle on your service without trying to burn down your home.
With guidance from our energy audit team, Jennifer now has a way forward.
Well, I can say BPL has made me proud today. I can say that.
Jennifer's story reminds us that electricity bills don't always tell the full story, and that understanding how our homes use energy is a lesson that we can all learn from.
It's time now for your Access weather forecast. High pressure is in control and it's producing some moderate breezes around the islands. But there is a frontal system on the way. We're expecting it to go through the northwest Bahamas on Thursday, and that will bring a nice little cool down as we head into the later part of next week. And your boating forecast tonight for all areas: winds northeast to east, 10 to 15 knots. The wave heights 2 to 4 feet. Low tide that will take place at 9:04 tonight. And then tomorrow in the northwestern parts of our country, the winds become subtly ahead of that advancing cold front. The speeds picking up 12 to 18 knots, wave heights building 3 to 6 feet, so we'll put a caution flag in place for your boaters tomorrow in the northwest Bahamas. Now, the low tide tomorrow, that will take place at 10:30 in the morning with a high tide at 4:39 in the afternoon. And for the central and southeastern islands tomorrow, southeast winds 10 to 15 knots, wave heights 2 to 4 feet. Taking you into Thursday, this is when the front comes through. It starts out of the southwest, that's your winds in the northwest Bahamas, and the speeds 12 to 18 knots, but behind the front, those winds become northwesterly at 15 to 25 knots, so some very rough sea conditions developing on Thursday. Low tide on Thursday, 11:50 in the morning with a high tide at 5:28 in the afternoon. And for the central and southeastern islands on Thursday, southeast to south winds also increasing 12 to 18 knots, wave heights building 3 to 6 feet. So we'll post caution flags for the central and southeastern islands on Thursday. That's going to do it for your boating forecast. It's time now for your international temperatures, and they're brought to you by Royal Star Assurance.
Oh Lord, I'll be back. Wow, this is the little boy. Hey, you know what's happened? Listen, let me tell you what happened. Look at it, go like this. Children, you ready? Jack and Jill went up the hill. Oh, they say they was going for water. Say what? Foolish Jill, forget her pill. And now they got a son and a daughter. They living on the water. Oh, yeah.
And that's going to do it for your international temperatures, brought to you by Royal Star Assurance. But join me at 11 o'clock for a full weather update. Royston and Melina.
As always, thank you so much, Basil. Tonight, we're joined by John C. Fowler, who's going to tell us all about resetting, rebuilding, and mastering our bodies after the holiday season, which is so important. I want to welcome you to Access Now.
Thank you for having me.
Of course, man. So, of course, we want to know, what is your passion, or what leads you to fitness? What are you passionate about fitness, and how long have you been at it?
Well, I've been an athlete all my life since I was a child, grade 1, playing basketball, running track and field. And so after I was done with college, it was easy to transition into working out, every day.
This is a lifestyle then for you?
Basically, yeah.
That's amazing. I find that after the holiday period, of course, a lot of people who are thinking about New Year's resolutions, they've put on some pounds typically after all that good holiday Christmas food. For me, it was a lot of turkey, a lot of yams, a lot of desserts.
Same.
How important is it to get a foothold in resetting, and what are some of the key things you need to do to reset early in the year?
Well, in terms of resetting, I think that, we all have a good time during the holidays. We eat this, we eat that. And I think that sometimes starting the new year, we try to punish ourselves, go to some type of extreme. But it's really just simple. You just have to reset your mind, establish a routine, but it start in the kitchen, and as well as, easing away into things and taking it one day at a time. Once you start that first day back, I feel like you will get better as the time goes. But the key is to not just go right into it, especially if you're not doing regularly.
Right, I think that's something you pointed out that's very important. People go to extremes very early, and then you have to sort of measure input, like how much effort you put in versus reward. Typically, when you're doing a workout journey or a fitness journey, you don't really see the results until many, many weeks later.
Exactly.
And as you pointed out, it starts in the kitchen. So if you put all your efforts into the gym first week, you're not seeing results, it's very easy to fall off. How do you sort of like build expectations into what you're getting in a fitness journey?
Well, you have to be realistic with yourself. That's the first thing. Sometimes we go on social media, we look at this fitness influencer, that fitness influencer, and we use them as a model in terms of, I want to look like that. But you have different body types. Some people are tall, some people are short. A tall person, sometimes it's hard for them to gain the big muscular look versus a short person. And so sometimes we have to, when we model ourselves after people, we have to ensure that it's realistic. Because sometimes the fitness influencers on social media, they don't show you what they do outside of social media to get where they at.
Absolutely. Or the 10 years, 15 years they put in to get there. They're showing you a final product.
Exactly.
Another thing you pointed out that I think is really important is the fact that a lot of the work is done in the kitchen, not in the gym. And that's a mistake I think a lot of people make, is not putting nutrition first and putting these heavy lifts, what I call the ego lifts in the gym. How do you dissuade people to realize that kitchen nutrition and understanding your nutrition is the most important thing?
Well, you said it. It all starts in the kitchen. You know, you'll be lifting, go to the gym 5 times a week, but you're eating, you know, fast food, eating junk food every day, and you expect to see results, but it starts in the kitchen. An easy way to, you know, to get away from the junk food is just meal prepping. You know, so on a Sunday, take an hour or two out your schedule, dedicate to meal prepping. You know, I always say to myself and to others that through the week, I eat for function, I don't eat for taste.
That's a really hard thing to do, though, for most people.
Yeah, you know.
Most people eating for taste.
You know, the most Bahamians are eating the same food, the same chicken breast from Monday to Thursday. You know, it's not pleasant, but it gets the job done.
Results, right?
You want results, yeah.
That's always a hard thing, is to be results-oriented and try and find a plan. I think that's the biggest thing, is having a plan. And maybe, you know, some people need some help. There's nothing wrong with having a fitness trainer if it's in your means. But sometimes a plan can make the difference between success in a fitness journey and failure. And I think you pointed out in the meal prep, but also in having a plan that's steady in terms of your workouts, too.
Yeah, yeah. And not just workout, what's realistic to your day-to-day schedule. You know, your work lifestyle. You know, some people have more than one child you have to dedicate to, but just to find time, 30 to 45 minutes a day, like 4 times a week, I think is, you know, suffice if you just want to maintain. But if you want to go that extra mile, obviously you have to, you know, go the extra mile.
Go the extra mile.
And more times in the gym.
I think that's important, and starting small with baby steps. Building in 20 minutes a day is better than nothing.
Exactly.
10 minutes a day is better than nothing, right?
Exactly. I used to year before, I used to do a mile a day.
Yes.
If it's walking, jogging, running, do a mile a day.
You build on that.
And you will be surprised how far that'll take you.
That's incredible, man.
Yeah.
Really appreciate the advice. I hope a lot of people who are listening take the advice and start their fitness journey if they haven't already. I wish you all the best. Before we go, is there anything coming up for you in 2026 that we should look out for?
2026, I'm
just follow the socials.
Yeah, I'm trying to get back into this Spartan event. I'm eyeing it to do it.
That's a tough event, man.
I did it a few years ago. It was at Atlantis. I did it for the first time with no training, and I did okay. So this time, hopefully summertime, I'm going to train for it for the fall.
That sounds great.
Yeah,
I wish you well with it. Thank you for joining us. We appreciate you having us.
Thank you for having me, man.
Got to have it back again soon.
All right, no problem, man.
Appreciate it.
All right.
That's time now to turn things over to ZNS Total Sports to see what's on tap.
The top junior sailors in the country compete at the KPMG Winter Youth Regatta. Details of that story and more coming up in sports.
The internet isn't just for surfing. There's a sea of shoppers buying online, and you can connect with them on Tingsy. Tingsy is the SBDC's online storefront built for Bahamians. Take your business to the next level by selling to customers online, both at home and around the world. People want Bahamian things, and if you got things to sell on Tingsy. Find out how you can connect with a sea of buyers by visiting tingsybahamas.com.
We Buy and Sell, we help you upgrade your home the smart way, from solar panels and solar lights to strong doors, storm-ready windows, tiles, mirrors, vanity, faucets, and more. Everything you need is right here under one roof. Great quality products, great price, and fast, friendly service every day. Visit us on Robinson Road or send us a message on WhatsApp 242-636-8412 or shop anytime at wbusbahamas.com. We Buy and Sell. Upgrade your home today.
Welcome to your Tuesday Sports Check, everyone. I am Amajal Knowles, topping sports from over the weekend. Now, the country's premier junior sailors were in action in the Laser, Sunfish, and Optimist classes at the 2026 KPMG Winter Youth Regatta hosted at the Nassau Yacht Club. Over 40 junior sailors hailing from New Providence, Grand Bahama, Long Island, and Harbor Island competing for bragging rights. A look at the winners. Junior Pan Am American gold medalist Eliza Denning was the winner of the ILCA 6 class, while Chase Thompson was the champion in the ILCA 4 division. Taking the hardware in the Sunfish group was the Bahamas National Sailing School's Kai Harvey, and leading the sailors in the Optimist class was Martin S. Cruceria of the Lyford Key Sailing Club. Ralph Dulcio, representing the Bahamas National Sailing School, held on for bragging rights in the Optimist Green Fleet. Laurie Lowe, president of the Bahamas Sailing Association.
Okay, so we got a pretty broad range of competitors out there, everywhere from Eliza Denning, who got our first gold in the Junior Pan Am Games, down to a couple of kids that we have that are from C.W. Sawyer that started sailing in the last 6 months. So we got all kinds, and it's really great to watch them progress. In fact, in the Green Fleet and the Optimist, which is the beginners, the kid that won every race was Ralph Dulcio, and he's from Uriah McPhee. So he's been sailing with us for about 2 or 3 years, and we're very proud, and he's very happy to have won every race.
Yesterday over at Bahamas, day one of the Nassau Cup tennis tournament taking place at the John McEnroe Tennis Center. Over 70 of the best players in the local tennis community taking part, including former and current pros, former college players, as well as advanced club players. Director of Rackets at Bahamas, Deron Donaldson.
The level of competition is pretty high. You have the likes of Rashid Carey. You have former junior national players. You have Nikita Fountain on the court. So you have a lot of top players here, former pros, collegiate players as well on the court. So a great mix of players, and then you have the club level of players. So it's a way to bring the tennis community together, and we love hosting these events here at Bahamas.
Also yesterday, those in the local tennis community used the opportunity to pay their respects to tennis legend Robbie Isaacs, who passed away earlier this month.
Of course, we want to send condolences out to the family of Robbie Isaacs. He's the former director of tennis of Albany, former top player, played in the IC and IC member. So, you know, condolences to his family, Todd Isaacs, his mother's here. Real solemn occasion, but also a way to bring everybody together.
Switching gears in collegiate track news, a record-setting performance for Bahamian sprinter Javonia Valcourt over the weekend at the Clemson Invitational in South Carolina, competing for the Tennessee Volunteers. Valcourt, competing in the women's 300 meters, would run a blistering time of 36.53 seconds, good for the fastest in program history and 13th all-time in NCAA history. Valcourt is in her senior season with Tennessee. From the NBA last night, a pair of Bahamians in action in the association. Rookie phenom BJ Edgecombe and the Sixers facing the Raptors for the second time in as many nights. BJ would flirt with a double-double, posting 15 points and 8 assists and 1 steal over 33 minutes during Monday's 115-102 win. Edgecombe was very efficient from the field and was 2 assists away from that double-double. In his last 5 appearances, he's averaging 13 points, 5 boards, and 7 assists. Over on the West Coast, DeAndre Ayton and the Los Angeles Lakers in Sacramento taking on the Kings. Ayton would log 13 points and 13 boards along with 2 blocks, but that would not be enough as the Lakers, they would fall to the Kings 124-112. Now, although the Lakers were unable to get the dub, Ayton bouncing back from a quiet performance on Friday against Milwaukee. His production has been rather spotty recently as he's averaging 10 points, 8 boards, and 1 block through 28 minutes through 6 games in January. And after 2 days of competition, the lone Bahamian in the field over at the one and only Ocean Club, the Bahamas Golf Classic, bowing out. Cameron Riley would finish up his time 3 under, missing the cut up to news time. There would be a 5-way tie at the top spot as Michael Johnson, Logan McAllister, Dylan Menante, Mason Anderson, and Michael Fiegels would all be locked in the top spot at 18 under. We'll have highlights from the final day and award ceremony in a later sportscast. And that's my look at your sports check on this Tuesday. I'm Amajal Knowles, signing out until tomorrow.
Come and visit us at Shop Smart.
for you. Toys, clothing, office supplies, appliances, custom cut blinds, bedding, drapes, and rugs. Come and visit us on Mackey Street, 2 blocks down from Wolf Road. Call us at 698-1052. Oh, everything is here.
It's a Holy Frosty Christmas, and Wendy's and Coke is bringing the chill. This year, when you upgrade any Wendy's combo to a large, you can instantly win big with the Upgrade and Win Christmas giveaway. We're talking travel gift cards, gadgets, holiday treats, and prizes that make your Holy Frosty Christmas shine. Just upgrade your favorite lunch combo, scan the QR code on your receipt to enter, and let the holiday magic begin. Enjoy great tasting food and win big this Christmas with Wendy's and Coca-Cola's Upgrade and Win. Rules and restrictions apply.
The South Beach Canal. While used for swimming and recreation, the local waterway has also been known for drownings and crime, with police urging caution and awareness for both residents and visitors. Well, it's time now to take a look at what's happening over in Eleuthera. Let's go.
Cupid's Key Eleuthera came to life this majority rule holiday weekend with its homecoming and regatta, alongside with the official unveiling of the Eleuthera icon sign. Prime Minister the Honourable Philip Davis, Deputy Prime Minister and Minister of Tourism the Honourable I. Chester Cooper, along with Central and South Eleuthera Member of Parliament and Minister responsible for Family Island Affairs, the Honourable Clay Sweeting, were all present to witness the occasion. It was great fun and even better energy. Marlena?
Sounds like a great time. It's now time for Let's Talk Socials with Matea Stewart.
Social media is at it again, and this week we're kicking things off with a Bahamian Lifetime movie. If you grew up in the 2010s, chances are you were watching movies on channels like Lifetime, LMN, or even Oxygen. The toggle between those channels on Bahamian television was completely unmatched. The movies were always packed with suspense and unexpected plot twists. But what if I told you a group of young Bahamian actors and filmmakers are creating their own suspense-filled film? Don't believe me? Well, feast your eyes on this cinematic masterpiece.
I know you're sleeping with Ashley Ryan. You can't tell me any different.
Well, if you know, you know. What you can do about it?
Ain't everyone like you know. Could live with mine all day. Get and take care of, no mouth to feed, but your own.
But I'm talking to you.
No, Sasha. You're running on with foolishness. There's a difference.
Okay, Ryan. But if I can't have you to myself,
if I can't have you, no one will. I'll let the roses drink their fill.
Grand Bahamas Studios recently released their official trailer for If I Can't Have You. The film is described by posing the questions: what happens when the line between trust and betrayal becomes too thin? How far would you go to protect your sanity? And what will Sasha do? The film is now streaming on GrandBahamasStudios.com, starring Lemuel Bain, Ashante Barrows Bain, and Dakota Harris. The trailer alone sold us an intriguing story, and I can't wait to see what the full film holds. Bahamian creatives continue to push the envelope, and honestly, I just can't get enough. I'm Matea Stewart, and this has been Let's Talk Socials.
Thanks so much, Matea. You know when a series is going to be good or a movie is going to be good when you're immediately invested by the trailer.
Initially, I was going to say, like, where's the popcorn? And then I looked up and, like, all of the production crew in here was turned on and just
so locked in.
Glued in. So everyone is excited about that one. I can't wait to see that.
Congratulations to the entire production team in Grand Bahama doing your thing up there. That's going to do it for Access Now for tonight. Now, bear in mind, this is a short weekend, so for those of you enjoying the short work week, you cannot make it too obvious you're enjoying yourself too much. You cannot make it too obvious.
Be sure to tune back in for the Bahamas tonight at 11 with Corvell Pyfrom.
Good night, everybody.
Did you know that if a fire starts in your home, you may have as little as 2 minutes to escape? Keep your family and home safe with these few fire safety preparation and prevention tips. Ensure that your home has working smoke detectors. They will alert you if there is smoke and fire in your home. Install a smoke detector on every level of